Hi, I'm Latasha Harris, and this is my Truth series. Thank you so much for being here. It is my third day in a row, and today we're talking about how I found myself. I'm not announcing anything just yet. I'm just here honoring the moment where I stopped fighting the call, right? Giving myself permission to move. Not just physically move, but permission to move emotionally, permission to move the trauma up out of me. I want to talk about rest, the real rest, not the I took a self-care day. I'm talking about the nervous system rest that happens when you choose yourself. Because running Nurse Hustle Recruitment, you guys know I was the CEO of Nurse Hustle Recruitment, and I recently closed Nurse Hustle Recruitment down. It became exhausting. It felt like I was living in an out-of-body experience. I couldn't do it anymore. It became so heavy that I didn't even want to be in my own life. It stopped being fun and it turned into work. I had been dreaming of moving for years, but running a company and trying to make it work for me, it took me a long time to figure it out. It really did. I was buried under emails, decisions, responsibility, running a team. It was way too much for me. And so I finally figured out that I was going to have to make a decision about my next moves in life and how I was going to write the next chapter of my book. I'm about to be 50, and it is time for me to move into the next chapter. I would go on vacation 2 to 3 times a year. I stayed on vacation, but it never was enough. I always was looking for a way to escape my life. Yes, the vacations, they kept me grounded. They kept me still working and still hustling, but I wanted to heal, and vacation wasn't going to help me heal. It was a temporary thing. That was a band-aid for me. I needed more. I didn't want to live a life where I wanted to escape it. Did I make a lot of money for Nurse Hustle? Absolutely. Like Nurse Hustle, without the success of Nurse Hustle, I would be a totally different person. I started in 2019 and in 2020, COVID hit. So yes, I made a lot of money because I had a healthcare staffing agency as a registered nurse myself. But it wasn't about the money though. A lot of people don't get that. But for me, I was aligning myself with my purpose and my passion, and it had nothing to do with money. It had everything to do with helping people. So that's when the switch went on. Well, that's when I turned the switch on, should I say. I got to do something different. You have to be happy on the inside first. Money is not going to bring the happiness that you expect it to bring. It brings you a lot of other things versus happiness, but it has to start on the inside. And after that failed engagement, baby, let me tell y'all, I thought I found the one. I'm not playing with y'all. You couldn't tell me nothing about my man. When that failed, I knew it was time for me to focus on me. So I flew to Bali without a plan. It wasn't a vacation. To be honest with you, I thought about not coming back, but I needed a real break. I needed to stop and listen. They say stop and smell the roses. I needed to inhale and exhale. And so I chose Bali. It was the best decision I could have ever made in my life. I wasn't going to be able to do that in the middle of being a CEO. So I walked away. And at that time, that was 2023, I had an amazing team. I'm so grateful for the team, and with several of them that held it down while I walked away. They didn't really understand everything that was happening inside of me, but they supported me to walk away. And that's when I found myself. There's a lot of things that happened in Bali that catapulted me to where I am now. And I'm ever so grateful. 3 years in, and things are shifting, things are moving exactly how I visualized it and manifested, and I'm grateful. So this is the Truth Series, part 1. This is leading you into how I found myself. And it's a big deal because there's a lot of women out here who do not know themselves. A lot of women. I'm talking about successful women who do not even know who they are as a person, or what they like, what they want, what they're not gonna like. It's a lot. So at this stage of my life, I found who I am, And I want to share that with you. And I want to give you my story so you can see that it's very possible to find yourself in your later years. I know women who are finding themselves in their 60s. We think that we know it and we got it all together, but there's so much work that needs to be done. And if you personally don't do it for yourself, it's not going to happen. You need self-reflection. You need accountability. You need to dig deep. You need all of the shadow work. Who are you? It's a lot. But I want you to know that I am here. I'm thankful that you're here watching my Truth series. Please leave a comment, message me. I would love for you to be a part of the Heal Now Hustle community. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and now YouTube. So come into where I'm going outside of the country. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Ashe. Bye.